all of the Grixis Delver and Deathrite Shaman mush decks and Miracles, they're all just like pretty good against the unfair combo decks in the format, so trying to find the fair deck I like the most. No, Alurin is one of the many really bad unfair decks in the format. It's not particularly good. That deck was a metagame deck that was reasonable against what's it called? It was reasonable against Counterbalance Miracles, and that deck is no longer terribly popular. What's going on, Armadillo? So this deck lacks Brainstorm and Force of Will, but it's got Dr. Shaman, so Dr. Shaman PhD. Yeah, lots of bad decks put up numbers. That's why people like formats like Modern and Legacy. Like, I put up a couple of 5-0s with the blue-red Bedlam deck, but I played it some more and like can accurately assess like how it feels against the format, and it's just like not particularly good. Oh, of course, Deathrite Shaman, Dr. Shaman, Dr. Shaman, Deathrite Shaman, Dr. Shaman. You're in good company, Armadillo. The doctors are in. They're here. They're gonna give our opponent a dose of reasonable. Yeah, I might play the Jeskai deck again. I don't know. What's his name? Kevin Jones failed the day 2, the last open with it, so he's a pretty good Magic player. My back is actually hurting a good deal this morning because I am an old man. Right. The Stoneforge Mystic. I guess this gets dazed. Alright, maybe not. They have basic island, so I guess daze is kind of unlikely. Grab a Sword of Fire and Ice here. Am I just attacking here? Like I'm just attacking here. Yeah, Grixis Delver is really obnoxious. Why are they dropping? Why would people care if they're replacing commons and uncommons? Or are they like valuable commons and uncommons? Yeah, exactly. Like Deathrite Shaman was just like a lot of the good decks in Legacy like already had like this pretty overwhelming core of overlapping cards that they play, and like Deathrite Shaman was just like another card in this pile of overwhelming things. Wait, Gurmag Angler or True Name Nemesis? Ban Gurmag Angler. Gurmag Angler actually isn't. Alright, Darth Maulus, please don't use the term cancer in a derogatory sense like that. I appreciate it. A Magician with the 20-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I appreciate that. And Greater Steven with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thanks for sending that this way this month. Thank you. A lot of basic islands makes me think they could be a combo deck, especially with Probe. It could be Storm. Yeah, it looks like Storm probably dead. The fact that people think Gurmag Angler is the problem with Grixis Delver, like the Grixis Delver configuration I've been playing doesn't even play Gurmag Angler because it's like not that good. It's just like, it's funny how like bad people are at assessing magic cards, like what the actual problem is. Like banning Gurmag Angler out of Grixis Delver is like akin to banning Ponder because Storm is too good. So I guess it's something stupid enough that Wizards of the Coast could do it, right? It's something stupid enough that Wizards of the Coast could do it. And I'm deterministically dead, right? Just like ritual, yeah, ritual, Tendrils, Tutor, kill me. Good stuff, good stuff. This is probably a fine choke matchup. What cuts do we have here? Plow's pretty bad. GT's bad. Decay is bad. Tracker's probably not needed. I guess Tracker lets me see more cards. Excavator's probably not needed. No, this is just going to be a short stream this morning. We're going to do more Modern tomorrow afternoon. I think I'm just going to play one league with this, which might be really quick if we just get dumpstered a bunch of times in a row, which might be what's happened. That's what happened. That's what's been happening with the rest of the Legacy decks I've been playing. Just been getting dumpstered with whatever I play, so... trying to find one that feels good. Yeah, I mean... it's good. Hopefully they don't turn one me. Hey, Barcelona with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. Howdy, howdy. Having played the Grixis Delver against Food Chain matchup a number of times on Magic Online, Brad Brown, it's really fucking bad for Food Chain. Like, the Food Chain deck is not good against Delver. Yeah, they're just like good quality cards. Hand braids. I mean, let's be honest. Brainstorm and fetch lands are like the actual problems in the format, right? Like, we are 0-1. We are down a game in our first batch. It was very sad. I agree. Please don't kill me, opponent. Please let me untap and play this Thalia. Please give me a turn 2. All I want is a second turn. Patrick Sullivan actually said the other day, he's like, we should just get rid of, what is red? Do you have a way to kill my mom? Oh, I'm dead? Is this the Chrome Mox kill me? Is this the probe kill me? Feeling pretty dead over here. God, can I really drive 4 hours to play this format? Wait, am I dead? What is going on? Blue mana, red mana. What? I don't... Are we just generating storm count? I don't... What is happening? Are we generating storm? What? Am I dead? I'm so confused. I assume I'm dead, right? Is it just gonna be like goblins? Just like imprint a black card, dark ritual goblins go? I didn't bring in Zealous Persecution, did I? I didn't bring in Zealous Persecution. Nope. Alright, well, Magic's fun. I don't think I can drive 4 hours to play this format. I really don't think I can. And this is the part where, like, if I had YouTube comments enabled, some mouth-breathing Legacy player would be like, but Jeff, you're not playing Force of Will. That's why you lost here. I was playing a Force of Will deck earlier, and I kept a hand that had Delver, Double Dazed Force, and my opponent killed me on the second turn of the game with Storm. So it's just like, you can just fucking die with anything. Just, like, really doesn't matter what you're playing. Sometimes they just kill you. Yeah, I mean, this hand's got reasonable cards in it. This is my last Legacy League for a while, I think. I just feeling really upset with the format. Just like, I've tried so many things and they all just like end up with me getting dumpstered. I don't have a lot of time to stream this morning. I have to get other work done, but I wanted to kick the tires on this, and I was like, well, I might as well play it. I actually played a league off stream before this with Blue-Red Delver and just got fucking slaughtered. But my back is feeling a little bit better now, so I figured I might as well stream my second league of the day. No one else on my team. Our modern player can only play modern, and I'm not playing standard. So, I don't know. Ponder, probe. I'm just gonna play this Gaddock Teeg out. This could be Storm again. I just don't have a desire to learn to play standard. Like, playing standard requires me to learn a new format, and I just have no desire to learn a new format. Like, the viewer numbers are bad with standard too, so me taking time to, like, learn standard means my stream's gonna suffer. Like, the stream's already suffered because, like, Legacy's less popular than Modern. Oh, they are playing Storm, and they're just dead to Gaddock Teeg game 1. God bless. God bless. Alright. I guess we bring in Zealous Persecution for when they goblins us. I guess that's the thing I should have done in the last game. No, I'm just gonna play a Legacy League this morning and then be done. I'll be back with some Modern tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be all Modern. That format's great. I really like Modern right now. It's really enjoyable. Matt doesn't want us to play something like that. Honestly, I'm kind of at the point where, like, I just want to show up with Belcher. I think Surgical's better than Choke. Why? Why is Surgical better than Choke? These decks often don't go off with their graveyard. Sometimes they do, but it's pretty narrow, I think. Like, a lot of the times against decks like mine, my opponent has to, like, play cantrips and set up to deal with our hate-based permanents, so I think Choke is better. Maverick's a green-white creature deck that uses cards like Mother of Runes and Thalia in conjunction with green Sun Zenith to toolbox for specific answers to things. I think Choke is fine. I think games that don't end with us getting goblins out on turn 1 end up going long a lot of the time in this style of matchup. Am I keeping this with a Scry? I'm going to keep this with a Scry. Wasteland is technically interaction in this matchup. So, Burgle, this actually is a good matchup for Maverick, but the problem is that, like the modern problem where sometimes you just lose is, like, magnified tenfold in Legacy, because, like, the combo decks are just, like, so volatile and so fast. It's a good draw. I'm just gonna Wasteland them here, I think, though, because they might not have another land.
Hey, Legacy's gone.
Your go toys are gone? My favorite part about playing this deck, though, is that I get to auto pass. I don't have to bluff force some days. There you go. I don't know, like, playing your good card is probably right most of the time. I don't know. Yeah, sweet. Please be a cantrip. Sweet. Sweet, Chesdoom, congrats. No, I'm just playing one league and then I'm gonna go get some work done. I'm pretty off the show and tell variants for the weekend, I think, so they're just so fucking bad against the Delver decks. Just can't in good conscience play them. Well, that is, what did they do? They shuffled with their Ponder. God, Wasteland is great. They have 2 tutors. They have 2 rituals. It's either Preordain or Dark Ritual here, I think. It's either Preordain or Dark Ritual. Like, they need to hit live draws regardless of what they do. I think it's just Preordain, because, like, their hand needs a lot of help. Even if they hit a land, they still need, like, an LED or a Brainstorm to, like, get their bad cards out of their hand. God bless America. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of the icing. Am I supposed to just play Mom here? I think I'm just supposed to play Mom, because that way if I draw a... They have to Fatal Push this, because they're not going to be able to Fatal Push a Hate Bear. Now I have, like, housework I have to get done. I have a weekly article for Gathering Magic, so this is mostly my work now, but I have other days scheduled where we're going to be streaming Magic. And, like, Jake gets off the bus and stuff too, so I can never stream too long in the mornings. I have a hard stop at, like, you know, whatever time that is, like noon. sort of fire and ice. It's actually the only equipment in my deck, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna start attacking with this Mother of Runes, I think. Makes their ad nauseum worse down the line, potentially. Yeah, if you have tools to interact with Lantern, the matchup is fine and interesting, but like if you don't have tools to interact with Lantern, it's like worse than getting turn 3 Karned, right? I mean, there's lots of really awful, terrible decks that I could play. Like, the question isn't, can I play a terrible deck? God, we're just fucking dead. Yes, they drew Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh no, they're just gonna cast Fatal Push. I got you. I just drew Rituals. Now we're dead. Wait, I just drew. Alright, yep. Yep. So if I would have played the Sylvan Library instead of the Mother of Runes, I would have missed. I would have drawn these 2 extra cards and still not found a Hate Bear. Maybe I was supposed to take the Dark Ritual out of their hand. Oh, right. We want... Is this... What is this? This is the second match. We're playing Storm a second time. Right. Alright. Maybe I was supposed to take the Dark Ritual. I don't know. They had to, like, hit a bunch of rituals. I felt like their hand needed more help, but maybe the Dark Ritual is right there over the Preordain. But the way their hand ended up lining up, like, if I take the Dark Ritual, the Preordain could just find them a second land. Yeah, I agree, Dazer. I agree. Well, the problem isn't even that there's so many games without any interaction. It's that, like, if you want to play a deck that forces interaction, there really isn't a lot of variety in what you can do. So, like, the decks that allow you to force interaction in Legacy, by and large, are just like the same core of good cards. So like everybody's just like playing that same like Deathrite Shaman mush basically, right? It's a good Hearthstone hand. This hand is unkeepable, it just doesn't interact with my opponent. Yeah, they hit the land right away, right? Like they hit the land and then we continue drawing non-cards. They hit land and do a couple of rituals that allow them to go off there. Seems very good. Hopefully we get a turn 2. To be fair, Dazer, for a long time there weren't a lot of good choices of interactive decks in Modern, but I think that needle swung back in the most recent times. Like in the current format, like I think the needle's heavily swung back. Yeah, Modern. I think and it even started before the unbannings with Modern, like with the introductions of humans to the format, I think was a big boon to like making Modern better as a format. Like having just like this good, clean, fair, aggressive deck be one of the better decks in your format is like generally makes for a healthy and good format in my opinion. Like a disruptive aggressive deck being, it's like if Maverick or Death and Taxes was one of the best decks in Legacy, but these decks generally aren't very good in Legacy because of the way a lot of things line up. I mean, like every format in Magic has ups and downs. Yes, yeah, good, clean, disruptive deck, yeah. Exactly, completely agree with Burgle's assessment. When you have a good, clean, disruptive, aggressive deck in the format as one of the best decks, I think that creates good, interesting for games of Magic. All right, hopefully this Thalia is enough for this Sylvan Library to buy us some time. I mean, this deck still exists without Deathrite Shaman. In fact, Deathrite Shaman's a big part of why this deck isn't very good in the format. Because Deathrite Shaman in these other decks like Delver and stuff like that is a big part of why this deck is weak. Like Deathrite Shaman makes Knight of the Reliquary much worse. It makes this deck's plan of wastelanding the greedy opponents off of their mana much worse. So I think Deathrite Shaman hurts this deck a lot more than it helps it. Yeah, you can and should play the formats that you like or dislike, but I think it's healthy and reasonable to have a discussion about what makes a format reasonable and like what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy in a format. And it's okay if you like Legacy in its current state, but like I don't think it's unreasonable for me to sit here and talk about the things that like make it less than ideal for me, in my opinion. And my opinion is definitely subjective, but you know, I'm entitled to it just like the rest of you. Well, those are great. Am I just keeping all of these? I think yes is the answer. Yes is the answer. Just all of them. I mean, Elves and Jundor decks before Deathrite Shaman was a thing. Take your Black Source here, and I think they have a Fatal Push. So if they Fatal Push Thalia, I get to Thoughtseize them, then play another Thalia. I'm just gonna take their Abrupt Decay, right? Play another bear. Tackle pup, whatever you want to call her. Remove Kaiba. Well, yeah, and part of that Northwest is because people became uninterested in it, right? Like if they can't watch it, why? What's their interest? Like not being able to watch the format makes people less excited to play it. Put on top. Put on top. I don't actually think I want to Thoughtseize them this turn. I think I actually just want to get another Doctor Shaman into play here. Just continue beating them down. That's also draining them out is good. Probe is much worse when it costs a mana. You're not wrong. Yay, we're gonna beat Storm. Yay, we're gonna beat Storm. Put on top. Yay! The ship bears won. Ship bears are marginally better in this format than they are in modern. Marginally better. You still just sometimes oops die to Storm, but I think this deck is generally favored against Storm, but sometimes you just don't get a second turn, and then you die. And the 3 Thoughtseizes in the board help a little bit, but like you're not gonna like realistically mulligan a hand that has like turn 2 Hate Bear to a Thoughtseize against Storm. I think that's fine. Hopefully I get a turn 2. Hopefully there's a second turn for me. I would really like a second turn. Yeah, I agree, and I'm objective about it. I've played a lot of Thalias in Legacy, and I love like the fucking mouth breathers that are like Hogland doesn't like Legacy because he doesn't understand it and hasn't played it. I've probably played more sanctioned Comp REL Legacy than most of the people that feel the need to post on Reddit and other forms of social media, like logged thousands of matches of Legacy. Wasteland me bolt my thing? That would be rude. Yep. Played, and a lot of those matches of Legacy are playing Thalia, Chalice of the Void decks, like decks that always die to Storm's best draw, but in all honesty are pretty good against their average draw. Like the Storm decks in Legacy are better against the Force of Will decks in general than they are against the discard permanent based disruption decks. Don't probe me, don't probe me, don't probe me, don't probe me. God, why do they have a probe? Why do they have a probe? Why do they? God bless. Alright. I think I just play Thalia. I'm gonna be sad when I get dazed, but deck has 2 basics in it, right? I think it's basic forest, basic plains. Yeah, grab those. Ooh, almost misclicked. That would have been bad. Wrong with fetch lands. Maybe I'm supposed to jam him, because I'd rather he get dazed. Just this card's so much more, such a higher impact. Hey, colleague with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's honestly like leading on Teeg 2 is better against Force of Will because they have to force Teeg because Teeg says they can't force anything else. If opponent just sticks True Name here, like that's gonna be. I think it's hilarious that people are talking about Gurmag Angler being the card that's too good in Grixis stuff. They're gonna play True Name here. That's you want to talk about cards that are like actually offensive in Legacy. Like True Name Nemesis is a card that's like actually offensive. Like this is a Magic card that's just like fucking rude. Like you want to kick cards that aren't Deathrite Shaman that are super powerful. This is a card that's super powerful that we are never going to beat game 1 without Zealous Persecution. We need to be ahead of, I thought it was offensive until it's not offensive at all. Look at this thing that's far worse. All right, Teeg's actually not very good here. I think Pridemage isn't very good here. What do I want to cut? A lot of these cards seem pretty reasonable. I don't think I want to cut any of my 1-mana things. Is this Excavator's nice because it lets us waste on them. I think Tireless Tracker is a little bit too slow here. What happened to Grey Ogre? Where are my Grey Ogres at? Where are my Grey Ogres at? Hey, Punishing Waterfalls. Thanks for re-upping that Twitch Prime. Welcome back. Ooze is tough, right? Like, I think it's actually not good enough. It just, like, dies to Bolt. It's clunky and slow. Yeah, I think you're right that Ooze probably isn't good enough. Yeah, I agree, Bob. I agree. If you want to, like, actually weaken the power level of that deck, I think True Name's far more offensive than... Like, if you wanted to take Deathrite Shaman and Brainstorm off the table, then the next most offensive card after those two is True Name Nemesis.
I'll take that. I gotta take that. Go.
You want go, Choice?
Go.
There you go. There you go. I got the hookup. Zealous is very good. I'd rather face Leovold than True Name Nemesis. Yeah, because Leovold punishes specific colors. Leovold goes out of his way to punish things that are good in Legacy, whereas like True Name Nemesis is just like another nail in the coffin of like these non-fair, they're these fair non-blue decks. Like these decks already struggle a good deal in Legacy, and like adding a card like True Name Nemesis into the mix just gives them another angle that they have to fight on and often lose on. Okay, so here's the thing. All of the people that are saying they'd have to move to another deck if they ban Deathrite Shaman because of Grixis Delver, those people are idiots. It's just like all the people that whined and cried and like overthrew the idea that like Miracles was unplayable when they banned Sensei's Divining Top. Guess what? Grixis Delver or a Delver variant is probably still one of the best decks in Legacy without True Name Nemesis. It probably is. The deck is still this amalgamation of like super reasonable, aggressive, offensive Magic cards. Just so there's no confusion on where I stand. But my top, like, I think the Grixis Delver would still be fine. It would be weaker. I don't know if Deathrite Shaman is the answer. I do know that Grixis Delver in general is much better than most of the other decks in this format. As someone who's been playing a lot of Legacy recently, trying to find a reason to play something else, I'm struggling. And I'm trying everything. I've tried a bunch of combo decks. Man, have a fucking ban. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. So you play some shit tier other Deathrite Shaman deck. I get it. Your deck is garbage. It's worse than Grixis Delver. No, lands is not very good. If you listen to Bob Hong, who's someone, and this is my experience, and Bob Hong agrees with me, and the guy that just won the SCG Open, he said the same. I don't think lands is favored against good Grixis Delver players whose decks are built well. If your Grixis Delver deck is built well, I don't think you're behind against most lands decks and most lands players. That's been my experience with the format and playing the decks. I think that might be the case. I think green black decks. It's actually when this league finishes going south, that's gonna be the next one on my list. That's gonna be the next one on my list. The Stompy decks are just so anemic. They're super inconsistent and don't give you as much play as these other decks. Me too, Batman. Me too. Solver, hey, look, Dark Depths aficionado himself. Did you see the guy that splashed for Hate Bears in his sideboard that got 9th at the Open? Do you like that or do you hate that, and why? Because I kind of liked the idea of having Hate Bears in the deck, but I have an abnormal love for Hate Bears, so I am biased. What do you think as an unbiased individual about adding Hate Bears to that deck? Yes, my last name is Dutch in origin. We'll continue ranting and playing crappy green and white creatures in a second. I need to change a diaper. I'll be right back, folks. Thanks for hanging out. I need to change your diaper. Have fun. Fine. It's loading, dude. Changing it too quickly. It's gotta load.
How's this one?
Alright, what are we doing? Alright, my turn still. Yeah, the one Rancor is kind of hilarious. Seems like my 28 plus D4 days is up. Here, Tick, thanks for re-upping your Twitch Prime 7 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, let's start by attacking for 3 here, right? Like, that's certainly happening. Alright, I think I actually, and this might be loose, I think I actually want to tap the Karakas rather than crack a fetch land here. I think I want to tap a Karakas rather than crack a fetch land here because I just don't want them to have extra mana with this. With this other, like, I have the Mother of Runes to protect my Thalia either way. I think this is fine. Nah, I really don't want to put a land in the graveyard, I don't think. Like, we're winning this race. This is clever. This is clever. They're dazing me to get me to put a land in the bin. I like it, opponent. That's a good line on their part. We're gonna pay for it, but you know, deal. Solver, can you post your list in chat or DM it to me, please? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Probably gonna play it. I don't know about today, but at some point soon. Need to find something. You're ready to get wasted, opponent? Again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Charging the wastelands. And we can play this Ramunap Excavator to replay it. Thalia is a very good magic card. I agree. She's Miguel. She's Miguel. Some dude just polymorphed me out. Yep. That'll get you. That'll get you. We're winning this race. I'm assuming they're gonna concede to our thing here. My desk has motors in the legs, so sometimes I'm using it standing up. Right now I'm actually sitting down because my back's a little fucked up this morning. Need my nonsense protection. Thanks, Prosperidite. Are we done here yet? Can we go to the third game? You want more muffins? Mm-hmm. Okay. I gotta get Declan muffins. Muffins down. Yep. I'll get you muffins and bring them down. For asking nicely. Yep. Did you bring enough for the whole class? Oh no, not another Dr. Shaman. PhD. Have another Delver. It's a lot of Deathrite Shamans, opponent. A lot of Deathrite Shamans. Let's just waste you off of that one, shall we? Ship me a side muffin. I need a sign. I need a muffin sign. All right, so I'm just gonna attack them with all of these, I think. Very sweet. I'm gonna replay this, and then I'm gonna Green Sun for a Scryb Ranger. It seemed kind of anemic. Why aren't you auto-passing, opponent? You don't have mana. This is my blocks Delver creature. I didn't want to play Wasteland before attacking because Night is bigger while there's lands in my discard pile. Night is larger while there's lands in my discard pile. Thank you for the link, Solver. I appreciate it. Opponent realized we're clicking for no reason and is moving to the next game. And then, like, again, like, and this is the problem with a deck like this. I think a deck like what we're playing is probably favored in a matchup like this against their average draw, but like, we're on the draw for this game, and our opponent could just daze our first play and then wasteland us, and then we just don't get to play a game of Magic, and they run us over. And that's why Grixis Delver is very good, and it's the best deck in the format by a significant margin. If they lead on Delver, okay, so since they led on Delver, we can go fetch basic forest here. Nope. Now we're doing this. Now I'm gonna try and legacy them. Hopefully they're just like low land deck doesn't have another land. Go for the gusto here. Oh, didn't flip. Hopefully it was a creature, not a land. Built. That one doesn't cast Deathrite Shaman at least. Oh god. Can I win the game? I guess I have removal in my deck, right? Just need to draw 2 pieces of removal now. I guess they don't have another card in their graveyard yet, so I'm gonna fetch a basic forest and cast this Deathrite Shaman. Like, they have limited mana, they have limited cards in their discard pile, so if they have a fetch land here, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble, but maybe we can get this shaman down and get some things in here. Yeah, I'm just has a fetch land, so we're pretty dead. We'll see, we'll see. We have 4 plows and 2 decays. Maybe we can run some of those off here. We can run some of those off here. So long, Dr. Shaman, I hardly knew you. I mean, the way this game is going, something's getting dazed at some point, right? So, like, there's not a lot of merit in waiting. I guess I could play Noble Hierarch here and then play Knight the following turn. Or I guess I could Ramunap Excavator them. Maybe that's fine. I'm gonna play this, and then we could start wastelanding them next turn. The Delver's gonna flip at some point, though, is the issue here. Yeah, the lightning bolt, yep. I don't think we have time to play around days, Brad. I just wanted to Excavator plus start wastelanding next turn, potentially. Yep, you're not wrong, Nictos. You're not wrong. How's it going, Mr. Miller? Morning. You like anything in this format right now, Nick? You played Infect for a long time, right? Do you think that deck's unplayable? It's pretty bad against Delver, right? I played a little bit of Infect on stream in the last couple months. It felt okay and felt kind of medium, but it's bad against Delver, right? I think Ataxian Probe removes one of the most interesting aspects of Magic at very little cost, while also fueling degenerate things like Young Pyromancer and Delve. So I think there's a reason why it's been banned or restricted in the other non-rotating formats, and I wouldn't be fine with it not existing here. Are we Brainstorm locked? That would be good for us. I have a Mazavith in this deck. There better be a Mazavith in this deck, right? Holy shit, there's no Mazavith in this deck. Maybe this Stoneforge Mystic can get Umezawa's Jurgit going. Maybe that's a thing we can do. Like, use that to take over the game. I guess this sort of Fire and Ice kills the Delver next turn too, but the Umezawa's Jurgit lets me get my other stuff out of range. Yeah, I guess I'm just getting that. I think I'm wastelanding them here. Do I want to just wasteland them aggressively? And I'm putting all these creatures into play because if they want a Grim Lavamancer down my creatures, that's a win for me. This is like upkeep, go fetch a wasteland, wasteland them. We'll see what they kill here with this. If they have a force for this GTA, we're going to be in trouble. Well, I definitely don't want to wasteland them now while they have a mana up. So, like, if they use their Grim Lavamancer by end of turn, I'm going to wasteland them then. But, like, if they just pass back to themselves with a mana up, I'm going to Knight on their upkeep. So that way, if they have a Stifle, they use the mana for their turn cycle. Yeah. If they activate the Grim Lavamancer, I'm going to wasteland them now. I concur with that sentiment. Did we see Stifle? Stifle's hit or miss. I feel like it's less Stifle than more Stifle, but when you can play around it and it doesn't cost you anything, you can and should play around it. Yeah, this is what I was a little afraid of. They're just going upstairs here, so we're going to wasteland them here so we don't get bolted out next turn, ideally. I'm just fetching with this. Nah, Stifle's going to get us either way, so I'm just going to pass here. I don't actually think Punishing Fire helps these matchups that much extras. Like, we just haven't drawn removal this game. Like, I have 6 pieces of removal in my deck. So... Alright, so we're going to 5 here. We're going to 3, so if they have Red Source Bolt, we're dead. Yeah, that sounds right, Punishing Waterfalls. Sounds right. I don't have another land. Thalia's okay. Yeah, I know. I know how that works. So do I wasteland them, or do I just equip this? No, the GTA has to get into play this turn. And I think I'm supposed to use this to equip the GTA. I think we're just like stone cold dead to Stifle regardless of how we slice it, so we're not playing around that. Yeah, I think it's just equip here without cracking this. And smack them. Because this way, I don't die to Lavamancer, untap Lavamancer. Interesting. Is that block terrible? Oh, Lavamancer targets itself. Okay, so they have Lightning Bolt. They have Lightning Bolt and I'm dead. Oh, that's really frustrating. Please be drawing to Bolt and don't actually have it yet. That was a good line from the opponent. Yeah, they just can't, never actually beat it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the opponent played very well. The matchup's just frustrating. Like no removal 3 games in a row. Yeah, I don't know why there's not a maze. I just took a deck list from my buddy that he said he's been testing it. The draw a card button doesn't work. It's Magic Online. Yes, you are correct that that was an option, and that's better. I'm gonna be honest and say I didn't see the line of kill Lavamancer, untap Lightning Bolt me. I just assumed I was going to gain. I just assumed I was going to get to gain health with my Umezawa's GT. Yeah, I agree. I guess we'll play another one because we're not dead out of the league yet, but I really just don't feel like playing anymore. I think we're going to be done playing Legacy for a while after this league. Just not fun. I don't know. I guess, well, I had to crack my fetch there, right? So if I play the Excavator, I guess I could have just gained health with Deathrite Shaman, but no, I still die, right? Because like I gain 2 and I go to 7, then they Lavamancer me down to 5, then yeah, I still die regardless of what I'm doing, right? Well, I mean, that's because people on Magic Online want to win. People on Magic Online, like most of the Magic you play in paper is very casual compared to what you're going to play on Magic Online. Like, Delver's more expensive in paper, too. You can gain life and Night to Wasteland. Okay, and then I'm dead to a land off the top of their deck, but I'm not just dead to... I'm dead to land plus Bolt. So they still have draws that kill me. I don't think you can look at that. I think you're supposed to wasteland them on 1 100% of the time. I am fairly convinced that wastelanding them on 1 is always correct. Pretty certain of that play. So I don't even think that's a play worth talking about. Because I think the way the average game plays out, like wastelanding us on 1, they had to have a land, and they basically had to have the Grim Lavamancer, right? Like the Grim Lavamancer put us behind on all of our other plays too. So like I don't think it's worth discussing we took the correct play but got unlucky, so is it the correct play? No, I think it was the correct play, that's why I took it. And I think I'd wasteland them on 1 every single time. Yeah, it's not even a decision. Like, you end a percentage of the games on the spot with the wasteland on 1, and they had to have something that killed 3 or 4 of our creatures, which Grim Lavamancer is the only card that does that, plus they had to flip the Delver, plus they had to have a Bolt there at the end. So, plus we had to not draw any Abrupt Decays or Swords to Plowshares for 4 or 5 turns. So, like, there are a number of decisions I made in that last game that could have gone differently, but like, am I supposed to wasteland them on 1? It's like not one I'm even thinking twice about. Yeah, but like I'm not going to 6 or going to 5. It's definitely not ideal, but it's certainly keepable. Yeah, and like I think that's like, and that's what makes Magic's like really tough and complicated as a game, because like you could look back on that game and go, well, if I don't wasteland them on 1, maybe I end up in a better spot, but that doesn't mean I'm not supposed to do it, right? Like that's why games like Magic are a collection or series of percentage plays, and a percentage play by definition, it doesn't mean you're going to win the game, but you're positioning yourself through making a series of correct ones to give yourself the best chance of having the desired outcome. Storm? Could be Storm. Is this a Duress? Please be a Duress. Sweet. It's Storm. Hopefully we look like elves and they don't name Thalia. Hopefully they name like Green Sun Zenith or something. It's tough to not be results oriented sometime, Punishing. Like there's a lot of... If they name Thalia here, I'm conceding the match because I'm not dealing with a ghost today. Yeah, I'm just not dealing with a ghost this morning. Just not. Just off it. Alright. Alright. We tried. Yep. Just, you know, gameplay's frustrating. There's lots of people ghosting. You know, Legacy. I wish I had something I really liked. I get that this deck is the best. Where do I even have it? I get that this deck is the best deck by a good margin. The mirror match really isn't enjoyable. And like Noah Walker's like one of the best Delver players, probably, I don't know, North America, world maybe. And he lost the mirror match in the quarterfinals of the Open. Yep. All right. I have an hour and a half. I don't